Let's go. Get up. It's that club, baby. You hear that? You can't sit down to that. Okay.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Sheik Luch, LOXD Block, Silverback. Hey, yo, right now I need to shout out the Isupk classes.
I want to give a huge, big, humongous shout out to all the UPK schools.
You can't sit down to that.
Shout out to Black Watch, hosted by General Johanna. Word, I need y'all to check out Cross the Line Radio as well, man. They've been open all week from 7 to 9. They ain't shut down because of the corona, the COVID, and all that. They rockin' strong, you know what I mean?
Think we got a problem, but really it ain't though. It's one of me and these bitches, I count about 3, 4. Think we got a problem, but homie just all talk. He ain't gon' pop a balloon with a pitchfork. Nah, think we got a problem in the club with this dog. Rude boys, dogs, ladies.
Get down here to class, 1232 North King Street, Wilmington, Delaware.
Shalom, Lord Christ, to my brothers and sisters, man. Y'all need to come down to 1232 North King Street, where the truth resides, man. Isupk, Delaware. We definitely representing doing some big things, right?
202 North DuPont Boulevard
That's
in
right.
Smyrna, Delaware.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Come and be a part of this rising thing that we got going on here in Delaware.
I hear everybody claiming that they love the Lord and love God and all that. Well, get in here and show it. You know what I mean? The scriptures say faith without works is dead. So if you ain't doing nothing, your faith is dead. So get up and do something. What you need to do is get your ass up and get in the class. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing else. You're sitting home wasting time. Everything is going on around you, and you don't know how to compartmentalize these things. You understand? I'm on my way to class right now, like you should be. You know what I'm saying? Class don't stop for nothing.
All right. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General Johanna. This is Thursday night scripture breakdown class. I'm Officer 5000, Matazapah. I will be holding down tonight's class. If we have any questions in the chat, go ahead and type them in. Of course, we'll get all questions. If you got any statements, you want to chime in, go ahead and chime in. Same as in the classroom. Just raise your hand and we'll get any questions. But remember, we was talking about Islam the other day, and how when we was listening to shout out to Captain Tazariot, and who else was on that Clubhouse? It was Captain Tazariot, Captain Katazar. He was beasting. Captain Shapat. Officer Shapat. It was only 3? I could have swore it was somebody else on there. But anyway, regardless. What they succeeded in showing in it is that Islam is a religion not for black people. Right? Because how can you follow a religion that when it's challenged, you ready to fight your brother? You ready to kill your brother? You ready to lose all? You don't got no morals, no scruples, no nothing. Soon as he challenged, he said, Captain Katazar said, well, the guy that you follow is a child molester, which is true. He is a child molester, right? And the guy he couldn't take it. That he was like, you know what? Forget it. I don't even care no more. I'm ready to get it popping. He was tight, right? He was tight. He lost it all because Islam is not the religion of peace like they will have you believe. What is that? The laptop or the? Oh, turn it up. Shalagi, y'all, give me 1 second. Good. All right, so they will have you believe that Islam is the religion of peace, but actually it's not. is the religion of hatred, right? Because I'll give you the spirit behind Islam, right? If I could, Tashiyam, if you could read this, whatever they call them, I don't know what they damn call them, Surah. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and read it. You two. I'll go ahead and read it. Right, and this is the spirit behind Islam, and this is the reason why. If you challenge your brother and you're trying to tell him the truth, right, because you have his best interest at heart. The Arab doesn't have his best interest at heart. The Arab is one of the oppressors. The Arab that he's trying to love so much comes right from Psalms. Then what's that? The 83rd chapter. Oh gosh. Psalms the 83rd chapter. He is one of the people that is confederate against you. But because we don't see any value in each other, because those brothers that was on that clubhouse didn't see any value in Captain Tazariot, and Shapat, they was ready to fight him because of the spirit of this book. Right? It said, where is that? Where is it at? It says, fight them that believe. Can somebody Google that for me? It say, fight them that believe. I mean, fight them that don't believe, even if they're the people from the book. Right, I want to get it. It's in the Quran. That's in yeah. Huh? It's up here. Right, it's in Surah 9. Yeah. All right, y'all bear with me, right? Surah 9. We're gonna get Surah 9. Salaki, y'all. 9 and 29. Is it? I don't know how I remember that. It is. Water. All right, now I'm gonna give you the spirit behind it. I'm gonna show you why those brothers were so aggressive, right? And so angry. And this is the reason why. And it's coming straight from the book, right? Yeah, he don't have it yet. I got him mute. Oh, okay. He muted back there, right? So in Surah 9 and 29, right, it says, fight those who believe, not in God, nor the last day. Yeah, fight those who believe not, Salakia, in God, nor the last day, nor hold that forbidden which has been forbidden by God and his apostle, which is Muhammad. It says, nor acknowledge the religion of truth. What is they're considering their religion as being the religion of truth. We don't have nowhere in our book that says we follow any damn religion. You understand? But in their book, they're calling their religion of Islam the religion of truth. And so it says, fight the people who believe not in God, the last day, God and his apostle Muhammad. So if you don't believe in Allah and if you don't believe in Muhammad, that he's telling Muslims to fight you, right? Even if they are of the people of the book. Who are the people of the book? We are the people of the book. What book is it referring to? It's referring to the Bible. So if it's telling you to fight the people of the book, who are the people of the book? It's us. If you in Islam, it's telling you to fight your own damn brother. It's telling you to fight the people of the book. Fight them if they don't believe in what you believe in. They don't believe in your God. They don't believe in nothing that you say and what you do. Then fight them. And that's the reason why these goddamn knuckleheads is so angry. And I guarantee you, they've never read this. It's the spirit of Islam. Right. See what I'm saying? We can go in here because we're scholars. We know the reason why they're acting the way they're acting, but they don't. Right? And then when you try to help them, I'm talking about he blew a head gasket. He blew a head gasket. This book literally is nothing. Let me show you something else, right? While we on the subject. I'm going to go to Surah 53, and if you want to write it down, you can write it down, whatever. But if you in the business of battling, I advise you to write it down. Surah 53 and 19. So I'm gonna go up to 18, right? It says, "For truly did he see of the signs of his Lord, the greatest." Right? It's talking about in this, and here I believe it's talking about Adam, right? Because they're talking about farther up, it's talking about the garden and stuff like that. Really, who cares? So verse 18, it says, "For truly did he see of the signs of his Lord, the greatest. Have you seen Lot and Uzzah and another, the third goddess, Manat?" Now, in the Bible, have you ever heard of there being any gods or goddesses besides the Lord? Right? So then somebody has to explain this. What would this mean? If you don't know how to explain it, right? Or if you don't know what it means, what you have to do is you have to go down to the commentary. So the commentary in their book, in this Quran, it's going to explain Manat, Alat, and Uzzah, which are three goddesses. They're supposed to be Allah's sons. Allah's three daughters, right? They're Allah's three daughters, and they're the goddesses of heaven, right? And in the bottom, the commentary 5095, it says, "From the heights of divine glory, we come back again to this earth, earth. With this base idolatries, we are asked to look at this picture and at that. The three principal idols of pagan Arab idolatry were the goddesses Lot, Uzzah, and Manat." So you mean to tell me that Muhammad was in a cave and Gabriel, Hebrew angel, came to him and was telling him about other gods in heaven? Right. Islam is a farce. And let me tell you something. In this book, it tells you to believe in the Bible. It tells you to believe in the in Moses and the Injil. You'll see it as say Injil. Injil just means the New Testament of Christ.
So I got a question.
You got it.
About Islam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm right. So Muhammad was getting chased by the Meccans, right? Mm-hmm. And he ran into the cave.
So he would go into the cave. So at that time, right? This is during pagan. You got it.
I'm talking about when he got his vision.
When he got his vision. Now I don't know if he was actually being chased by the Meccans. From the books that I read, it just said he would go up into this. He would go to these he would have these outings, and he would just leave periodically and go up to the cave. And when he would go up, his family, all his life growing up, his family thought that he had demons. They thought something was wrong with him anyway. Right. And so he would do these retreats and he would go up into the cave. Now, it could be true that the Meccans was chasing him. Right. It could be.
So he had seizures, right?
I believe. I don't know.
What I did was I looked at the symptoms of a seizure.
Okay.
When someone's having a seizure.
Yeah.
And then if you look at what happened to him when he got his visions, they're almost identical.
Oh, to him having seizures?
He was having seizures because, like,
I'm pretty sure it was something. Something was going on up there.
Right. Now, one more thing. Was he an Edomite?
Muhammad. Was he an Edomite? Now, very good question. Very good question, right? Because when you go, it's a book right here, right? It's called The World's Great Religions. It's right here. It's two of them, two copies. Brown, tall book right here. And when you go into Islam, any picture that they show of Muhammad, right? They always show him with the white face. They do show him with the white face. Now, whether he was an Edomite or not, I don't know. You know what I mean? As far as I know from history, he was an Ishmaelite.
Well, he was what?
Ishmaelite. But you might have something there.
Right, because they like to go and steal land. So what I looked at Al-Bukhari, which is an authentic hadith.
Right. Sahih Bukhari.
Right, and it said that in Al-Bukhari, volume number 63,
Mhm.
Salakia, volume number 1, number
Mhm.
63.
Mhm.
It says that he was quite skinny.
Right.
That's why
Yeah.
when I saw it, I said, well,
Now and then but okay, so even with that being said, now he could be an Edomite, he may not be an Edomite. He could be an Edomite that grew up as an Ishmaelite. Who knows, right? But we do know that Islam, that Muhammad, because of Muhammad's skin color and stuff like that, that Muhammad did think that he was better than Negroes. And Muhammad did own Negro slaves according to those hadiths. Right? And don't let them ever tell you. One thing that they said in that chat is they said that you cannot bring up a hadith unless it coincides with the Quran. That is a lie. Because how else will you know the life and times of Muhammad?
that's
The
like
only
gospel,
right, you're right. That's the only way you know what he did, what he said, and how he lived.
Right.
And so if you're going to mimic your life based on Muhammad's life, the same way we can read how Christ did, and we base our life and we do the things that Christ did, right? We use him as a guide. I can bring out any hadith that I want to, regardless if it portrays him in a good light or a bad light. It doesn't have to coincide with the goddamn Quran. That's simple, because none of the hadiths would coincide with the Quran. And if I could real quick, that's Negro doctrine. Right. If you come to an Arab, a real Muslim who created Islam, he's going to tell you, yes, they listen to the hadiths. Yes, they follow the hadiths. The only way that you can be a true Muslim is if you follow the hadiths, because that's the only way that you can live like Muhammad. Salam.
All right, so I got another question. It was
You got it.
I got a lot of questions about
As far as the
Islam,
Quran?
because it just don't, the time period don't
Yeah.
line up. Like it seemed like Muhammad was born in
Oh, you got me with that one. It was what?
530 something AD, right?
530 AD.
But it's 570, right? 570.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't. The Quran wasn't put together until like
Long time, like 700 years after.
it was like so. How do they? What would you say if you in battle with a Muslim and you bring that up? How would you combat that?
So the first thing they're going to say is the Bible's been tampered with. You already know that. That's the first thing they're going to go to is the Bible's been tampered with. That's why that the Quran had to come and set everything straight. So then, if the Bible's been tampered with, right, and this book came well after the Bible, 700 years after the Bible, why would it say to follow the Bible? Everything in it.
Right.
Why would they tell you to follow? Why would your book tell you to follow everything in it? And if you have any questions, this is in this book. If you have any questions about what's in this book, then ask the people of the book. You see what I'm saying? They should be coming to us to ask us everything, but they don't. They don't humble themselves to come and ask us anything. Why? Because they have the spirit of an Arab. That's all they want to do, is hopefully get into the Arab nation, and that's never going to happen, man. Islam is just straight up pagan worship, period. No matter how you want to cut it. They even have, not only does it mention these three goddesses, right, which it said the three principal idols of pagan Arab idolatry. Remember, pagan, supposedly, Arabs are pagan. They've always been pagan. But what they're referring to is the time period before Islam was created. That's what they're calling pagan Arabism. They're calling pagan, the time period of the pagan Arabs was before Islam was created. It says, opinions differ as to their exact forms, right? So no matter, what sect of Islam, the form and shape of these gods differ. So some of them will say that one version is that Lot was in human shape. Uzzah had its origin in a sacred tree. So some people believe that one of the gods was a tree. One of the gods was, that's what it said. It said, Shalom, Hebrew. Look at two getting big, boy. She getting big. It says one version is that Lot was in human shape, Uzzah had its origin in a sacred tree, and Manat is in a white stone. And when you look up, and this is in the Quran. This is in the Quran. When I looked up Manat, when I looked up Al-Uzzah, Al-Alat, and Al-Manat, that's what came up. It said that Manat was a white stone. It tells you that Manat was a white stone, right? Like one of the goddesses that they worship. And it's in the Quran, in the commentary. It's right here in the commentary. Go ahead. Because they're idolatry. They're idols. They're really idols. It's just like Allah was really, when you look at the history, right? Allah was really a rock in Mecca. That's all it is. It's a damn rock. You know what I mean? It's only befitting that his daughter be another. Allah is the black rock in the Kaaba stone, and his daughter is a white damn stone. Lord have mercy. Right? One of them's a tree and one of them's a human. But my point is, this is in that book. This is in the book that the brothers was fighting. Captain Tazariot, Captain Qatazar, and Shapat, all three, which did a wonderful job. The brother was ready. He was ready to go 8 SHIT, right? Over them speaking the truth, right? Let me get a scripture real quick. What's that one scripture? Am I now become your enemy because I tell you the truth? We don't even gotta get it. I'll just quote it. That's what Paul said. Now I'm your enemy because I told you the truth. I told you that your damn the prophet that you follow is a child molester. He's a child molester. It's in the writings. We didn't come up with this. And the dude was like, "What? Shut your mouth." You ain't gonna just talk about Muhammad like that. Yeah, he was tight.
Basically, the guy said that his I don't know what you call him, like his prophet was a child molester. He admitted it, and
Yeah.
Sorry, I made a clip out of it.
Yeah, you can't try to. It doesn't matter how you try to spin it. A 6-year-old girl is a 6-year-old girl. He betrothed her at 6, married her at 9. A 6-year-old is a 6-year-old. A 9-year-old is a 9-year-old. There isn't, just because you say, oh, it was 2,000 years ago that, somehow things were different. Like, okay, 2,000 years ago, we was allowed to sleep with kids. That was not, you're not allowed. What are you talking about? Because if that was the case, it wouldn't be no law against it. You cannot sleep with kids. The hell are they talking about? Oh, 2,000 years ago, see, that was like law of the land. That's just how they did things back then. No, wasn't nobody putting a rod in a 9-year-old. We all know what a 9-year-old is. 2,000 years doesn't change what a 9-year-old is. Come on, you can't argue that. You can't get around that. This is facts that sometimes you just have to accept. And once you're able to accept them, then you can just realize that now I got to start the process on finding what the truth is. Because why? How do I know that? I read the damn book. Before I came into the truth, I thought I had to walk around that damn rock 7 times too. Oh yeah, I'm about to make a pilgrimage. I'm about to make my Hajj to Mecca. Yeah, and I was about to go be an idol worshiper. Go and you know how you get up to the rock anyway. You get up to the thing already. That's shaped like a vagina. The rock thing that it's in. It's like this. If you ever see it, it's like this, right? And then they go and they put their head in, they kiss it and tonsil box it and all that. And then there's a guy that's sitting there. The security, he has a strap. It's like a strap right there on the side of the Kaaba, and he has one arm inside the strap, and he has like one arm free, beating the hell out of him. Keep it going. You know what I mean? Because those dudes get so crazy up there when they get up to the little thing, right? They get so crazy and they start putting their head in there and getting all wild with it. So he has to keep the traffic going, right? Not only do they do that, they go to this one place. It's called throwing stones at the devil. Everything is, throwing stones. It's, Sarwa and Darwa, two hills, and Islam.
Right.
It's whack religion, right? Let me get something about our king, right? Let me show you about a real brother that we know what his life is because we read it. Let me get. I think that was Luke 9 and. Oh, I'm sweating up here. Oh. All right, let me show you a couple things that our prophet did, right? The man that we serve. An Israelite. Not no Arab. Not nobody that don't belong to us. Not nobody that doesn't have your blood. I'm gonna show you a brother who is your family, what he did in life, right? And then I'm gonna go into my topic because just had to get this real quick. Luke 9 and 10. That's the end got the thing, so I'll read it. The water Hebrew. I seen them. I seen the what was the claws? Was those claws or something that you had? And he said, "Yo, I've been looking for these for 2 years, and the dog found them." So like, yeah.
And the apostles, when they were returned, told him all that they had done.
So like, would you mind going up to 9?
Luke chapter 9, verse 9. And Herod said, John have I beheaded. But who is who is this of whom I hear such things?
Who is Herod asking about? Mm-hmm. He's asking about Christ. Remember, John the Baptist was going around and he was doing his thing, and he had disciples, right? But John the Baptist got beheaded. He said, and Herod said, John have I beheaded. So John's out of the picture, right? But who is this of whom I hear such things, like all these great things? Christ was around doing a lot of great things, right? Read on.
But who is this of whom I hear such things?
Mm-hmm.
And he desired to see him.
Right. And remember, Herod wanted to see Christ. What's going on, Hebrew? Read on.
And the apostles, when they were returned, told him all that they had done.
Right. Remember, Christ had sent the disciples out, to do the work, right? And so they came back and they telling Christ of all the things that they done while they was out. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 9, verse 10. And the apostles, when they were returned, told him all that they had done.
Mm-hmm.
And he took them and went aside privately into a desert place belonging to the city called Bethsaida.
Right. And so Christ, what he did was he took the disciples, he took them to the side, right? Anytime you see like Christ was talking to the disciples, he didn't talk to them whenever somebody was around. He didn't talk to them plainly, right? Christ always used parables, or what you'll hear another term for parables or dark sayings. Also in the Bible, it'll say dark sayings, right? And so he took them privately. He went aside privately. He took them aside, right? Read on if I could.
Luke chapter 9, verse 11. And the people, when they knew it,
Mm-hmm.
followed him. And he received them and spake unto them of the kingdom of Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
and healed them that he need of healed them and healed them that had need of healing.
Right. That's the king that we serve. He healed people. We can physically read it in the book and say, all right, that happened. Yeah, all right, well, it's there, right? But what the guy got mad at on Clubhouse is he got mad because, like, we can read that the king that we serve, the prophet that we serve, right? He did great things. But the prophet that they serve, sleeping with little girls, it's no comparison, right? It's no comparison, right? And I'm gonna find it too. But okay, they also in Islam, right? When you die, and I've seen this question asked to Arabs. Forget these Negro Arabs, these Negro Islam dudes, right? In Islam, when you die, if you were righteous, you turn white and go to heaven. That's probably why that picture of Muhammad it shows his face white. If they believe that if you were righteous on earth, you turn white and go to heaven. But if you was not righteous on earth and you was bad or evil, guess what color you turn? Black. You turn black and go to hell. I said, what the hell is this? Right. This is not the religion I would have followed. All right, this is anti-black. It is an anti-black religion. The prophet that they serve had black slaves, Negro slaves. Want to know how I know? Because that's also in that book. They have a painting of Muhammad with some black slaves hanging up like this. And that's a religion that we choose to follow. And then whenever, it's crazy. Whenever we do choose to follow something, we go hard with it too. Can't nobody challenge our beliefs about it, when we do, decide to like indulge in something, because like, okay. And that Clubhouse was 4 hours too. Lord have mercy. So if brothers is on there chopping you up if I'm on there, right, and I believe in Islam, and every way I turn, they cutting me down everywhere I turn. I can't go nowhere. I can't get them on what they believe because they solid on what they believe. But they're getting me on what I believe, and I'm starting to notice that I'm really not that solid. Instead of just being humble, man, you know what I mean? We have a problem with just like lashing out. And then that's our way of just like dealing with the issue. We just lash out because what the dude said was, he said, "Nah, F that. Nah, they couldn't get him to stop." And I know what that feeling was. That feeling was a feeling of hurt. That feeling was a feeling of embarrassment. Yeah. That feeling was a feeling of, ooh, it's 900 people in this Clubhouse room. And these dudes is beating the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Excuse my language. But that's what it was. You know what I mean? And it was good. It was good to actually see that. And it was good for people on the outside looking in who does have, like, who are in sound mind and body, right? And they can see a debate and say, all right, well, according to this debate and the information that was presented to the table, this guy right here, Islam lost. Islam lost. The Israelites won. I mean, if you being non-biased, there's no reason why a black man in 2022 should ever be in the religion of Islam. Islam cannot fix. What's going on, brother? Islam cannot fix you. Have you ever heard? What's his name? Farrakhan. Farrakhan has a protocol to where the Nation of Islam is now, it's like what do I want to say? How do I want to say it? It's like a course that you can take. Now there's a course that you can take, and the course that you take is from Scientology. Scientology is a religion. That's like us taking talking points or something like that from Islam, or us taking talking points or using something that Islam has to fix us over here. Then that means that what we believe in can't fix us. If we gotta, how is Islam going to fix you if you gotta borrow from Scientology, from a racist? I got his book too, Ron L. Hubbard. It's in here somewhere. But y'all remember that? Y'all remember that commercial back in the day? It'd be like Dianetics. Dianetics. It was like a real weird commercial. Real weird. It would show like stars or something. It'd be like Dianetics. That's what Dianetics. That's what all of that is Scientology. Back then it was like rap. It was like that word, and then they like changed it throughout the years. Point of the story. Moral of the story is Islam can't fix you. Muhammad is a pedophile. And matter of fact, didn't she eat some of the Quran? So we don't even got the full Quran because according to the hadith, some sheep ate the Quran. Yeah, some sheep ate the Quran. Yeah, some sheep ate it. And then another thing is, remember when some people was burning all the books, and they got some brothers together to try to recite it, and they couldn't recite the book back. You know how Muslims always tell you that if you throw them all in the river, burn them all. A Muslim from every continent can get together and put this damn book back together. That's a lie. They couldn't do it back then. They won't be able to do it now. Right? So we read about our king. Forget about that. All right, moving on. Our strength lies in the Lord, man, not in numbers, not in religion, not in anything else but the Lord. Numbers will not get us out of oppression. I don't care if you get every Israelite on the planet and we all march down the street, it is not going to get black people out of oppression. It's not going to happen. Why do I say that? I seen this video that this dude posted, and it was like these Israelites, and it was like, look like goddamn 200 of them. Large amount of Israelites. And they walking and they marching down the street, and nothing happened. Like nothing happened with that. You just walking and marching down the goddamn street. I'd rather take the 10 soldiers we got up in this school right here and go, and we'll handle business with the 10 niggas we got up in here.
Right.
Go and tear it down. You know what I mean? Our strength is not in those numbers. And you know who else got caught up with that? It's David. David got caught up trying to number the army. And anytime you get caught up thinking that, okay, like they got 100, you got 200. Now that's not going to, because that 100, if the Lord is with them, they can have 10 people, and them 10 people, if the Lord is with them, and run through all 200 of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so we're gonna get David. So I want to go to 2 Samuel if I could, Kwayashwa, 2 Samuel. It says 2 Samuel 24. Okay, got it. So we're going to start at 1. We're going to start at 2 Samuel chapter 24, Salakia, Hebrew, chapter 24 and 1. You got a chance to go to the New York joint? You was up there? Yeah, I'm too out.
2 Samuel chapter 24 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah.
Right. So what's going on right here is it says, and again, keyword, it says, and again, the anger of the Lord. The anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. Like, goddamn, that's all we do. That's all we do is just keep making the Lord mad. Right. And that's the point. The point of reading these stories is so we can learn from these mistakes and stop making them mad, man, because I'm tired of this. Like, I'm tired of like the division between black people. There's like, I go out there in the world, man. I'm in the world and I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. But the Lord and the things that I see in the world is like the Lord ain't gonna never stop being angry. Man, I got a dude in my class, right? That he got his jaw chopped off. He got a gender reassignment, right? Nigga, we know you a dude. Your hands are still big. They don't make them smaller. Your hands are still big. Your neck's still fat. You still look like you play football. You know what I mean? Our feet are still the same size. It don't matter if you put on some nursing scrubs and try to make them tight and all that, and he got the boobies. Yeah, you got the shadow. We see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, he tripping. This is crazy. But this is what I have to deal with when I go to school every day. And then the other dude dresses up in drag on the. Oh man, what the hell is going on, man? We in bad shape. And guess what? It's two black men. Two black men that we could use as soldiers. We don't need no more men being women. We can't get nowhere like that anyway. How the hell are you going to get anywhere? What nation is going to respect a nation of punks?
Right.
A nation of sissies. I don't even know if I'm using the correct terms. They might shut me off. I don't know what to use. There's so many pronouns. I guess I can say, feminine. Shit, they passed that. They passed it feminine. These dudes right here. I'm like, Lord have mercy. And then I go to clinicals, right? I mean, clinicals. They taking us to go like, cause okay, say if they got like they might have some crazy cases on the unit, right? So one lady got spinal bifida. You go and you see the person and you see some stuff that you never seen before. Then they take us to this dude, and the minute we go in the room, the minute I look, I turn right on around and walk right out the room. Yeah, I ain't staying in this room to do nothing. Cause he's in there looking like a damn woman. he in there, and they calling him something other than what I see on my paper. I'm like, that ain't what I see on my paper. His name is, like John, and they calling him something else. No, I don't want to do that. I refuse to do that. So I just leave out the room, and I'll get vital signs on somebody else while you do that. All right. Anyway, the anger again. It says, and again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them. He moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. Right. So now, you know what that means? Go number Israel and Judah.
I was just about to ask you, why did he separate Israel and Judah?
Because remember, at this time, the kingdom is split. So remember, Israel is, what's that? I always mix that up. Israel is the northern tribe. I always mix up the northern and southern. Yeah, they're the northern, right? The northern tribe. So it was at this point, hold on. Was they separated? No, that's separated with Solomon. So I have to look at that. I got to get my bearings correct with that. So verse 2. Was that in? Was that 1 Samuel or 2 Samuel? Solomon?
It was still around this time.
It's somewhere around here. Somewhere in 2 Samuel, the kingdom splits. But you can go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of people.
Right. So, so he's like, for the king said to Joab, right, the captain of hosts, which was with him, go now. So David's like, talking to Joab, go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. So now he's saying, go count up all the people that's there, right? Go ahead.
And Joab said unto the king, now the Lord thy God add unto the people, how many soever they be, in 100-fold, and that the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why doeth my lord the king delight in this thing?
Right. So he's like, so Joab's like, and Joab said unto the king. So Joab like, now the Lord thy God add unto the people how many soever they be, in hundreds. So he's like, it is what it is, however many people it is out there. You know what I mean? So why, and that the eyes of my Lord, Lord in that part right there is talking about David. It said, and that the eyes of my Lord the king may see it. Right. So it's plenty of people out there. But why doth my Lord the king delight in this thing? So even Joab is saying, so why are you delighting in numbering the people? The Lord, it's a hundredfold. It's plenty of people, not a specific number, but it's a hundredfold. It's plenty of people. Why are you delighting in going to go number the people? Like, why do I have to go number the people? Read on.
Verse 4. Notwithstanding the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the host. And Joab and the captains of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel.
Right, but they still went out to do what they were supposed to do. What he wanted them to do, regardless if they wanted to or not. They still did it, right? Go ahead.
And verse 5. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in a row. On the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, towards Jazar.
All right, and it says, and they passed over Jordan and pitched in a roar. What does that mean, pitched in a roar? Right. On the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad and toward Jazar. Go ahead.
Then they came to Gad, into the land of Tabat, Tatim, Ashad, and they came to Dajan and about to Zidon.
Right. So they went on to these different places, right? And now they are about Zidon, right? So they're around Zidon. Go ahead.
And came to the stronghold of Tyre.
Tyre, just so y'all familiar with Tyre and Zidon, right? These are like what was coast cities, right? I believe they were coast cities. Go ahead.
And came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites, and of the Canaanites, and they went out south of Judah, even to Beersheba.
Okay, go ahead.
So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up some number of people unto the king. And they were in Israel 800,000 violent men that drew the sword. And the men of Judah were 500,000 men.
Okay. So it says so now we see that these brothers they went to Tyre, Zidon, and up to all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. Right. You know what I got to start doing? I got to start pulling out the atlases so we can actually see, so you can get a good, ideal of where these places are at in Israel. All right. So they went south of Judah. Paraboff, what's going on? Paraboff, I see you got the place looking good back there. You know what I mean? Some food, all that stuff. I'm gonna get me a cake or something before I leave about it here. You said some chicken and rice? Uh-oh. Got some chicken and rice, some food back there, brothers. All right. It says in Joab, it says, so when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. So it took a while. The walking that they was doing, the traveling that they was doing took a while. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. So when he got back, right, he gave up the sum of the numbers. So that means he went and he counted the people that he wanted them to count in Israel, and he counted the people that he wanted him to count in Judah, and he came back with the sum. And there were in Israel 8,000 Salaki. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword. Kwayashwan. What does that word valiant mean? Men of honor, right? Valiant, that drew the sword. These is men, 800, imagine that. 800,000 brothers that can draw the sword and get busy. That's something. That's something right there. I can't say that's power because unless the Lord with you, 800,000 men ain't nothing. Right, but that's something, right? We can't even get 1,000 Negroes to get in the same room and agree on the shield of David. Golly. All right, so there was in Israel it was 800,000 valiant men who drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. Still a lot of men. Put them together, that's a lot of people, right? Over 1 million. Verse 10.
Verse 10. And David's heart smote him after he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly, and that I have done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord.
Why did, if I could, after David numbered the people, right? And so the brother just came back and he told him how many people was in Israel. He told him how many people was in Judah. Why is David, it says, and David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have in what he had done. Why is he saying that? Like, why is David making this statement to the Lord right now? You got it.
He was unsure.
Right? He was unsure, but okay, but he is sure of what he did though. But why is he making this after he did what he did? Why is he apologizing to the Lord? Part of it, right? Part of it is because he questioned him. Bring me home. If he's questioning the Lord, then what else is he doing? If that makes sense. What else is he doing? All right, he numbered the people, and then now he's apologizing for numbering the people. All right, why was he numbering the? Why would you number the people?
Make sure he had enough.
Enough for what? For war. So he's numbering the people because he want to make sure he has enough people to go to war. So he's trusting in the numbers and not in the Lord, right? He's trusting in those numbers, but he's not trusting in the Lord. And so when the brother came back and told him that, then he realized what he did wrong. Like, we always do that too. I feel like they integrated my people into a burning house. That's what that's. That's what that is. Salaki. Read on.
Verse 10. And David's heart smote him after he had numbered the people.
Mm-hmm.
And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly, and that I have done. Mm-hmm. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, mm-hmm. for I have done very foolishly.
Right, his mind. It says his heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. You ever did something and then your conscience gets you like, damn, man, you a piece of garbage. You're a piece of shit, man. What you doing? You just numbered the people. You ain't even trusting the Lord. And then it says his heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. So in his mind, he like, damn, what I just did that for. He realized it, right? He realized it and he apologized and he said, I have sinned greatly in that I had in the thing what he had done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. He understands that he did what he, like, the thing that he did in that moment was stupid. Right? Read on.
Verse 11. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet of Gad, mm-hmm. David's seer, saying, Go and say unto David, thus saith the Lord, I offer these three things. Mm-hmm. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee.
Hey, so what my man, it says, for when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and say unto David, thus saith the Lord, I offer thee three things. You got three choices. I'm going to offer you these three things. Choose thee one of them. You got three choices. Choose one, that I may do it unto thee. So I'm gonna give you these three choices. You're gonna pretty much pick your punishment. All right, go ahead.
So verse 13. So Gad came to David and told him and said to him, shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land?
Right. 7 years of famine. Go ahead.
Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thy enemies while they pursue thee?
Are you going to run from your enemies while they on your hot on your heels? You want to run from them for 3 months? Go ahead.
Or that there be 3 days of pestilence in thy land. Now advise and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me.
Yo, the Lord is hardcore. He gave him 3 options. He sent my man like, yo, you want the famine in the land for 7 years, 3 months of running while your enemies is chasing you, or 3 days of the pestilence got to be horrible. If it's for 3 days, if it's for 3 days, it's gonna be 3 days worth of hell, right? And this is your choice. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait.
Right. I'm in the like, how do you say it? Like in the bind. I'm in the strait. Between a rock and a hard place. Perfect. Give that brother a hand, because that was perfect. A 2022 analogy for something that happened 3,000 years ago, right? He's in the strait. I'm in between a rock and a hard place, right? Ooh, wait. What am I gonna do? Go ahead.
Let us fall now into the land of the Lord.
Salaki, let us fall now into the hand of the Lord. Go ahead.
Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great. And let me not fall into the hand of man.
Right, now you want to plead no contest. Let it just be in the hands of the Lord, in the mercy of the Lord. Read on.
Verse 15. So the Lord sent a pestilence unto Israel from the morning even to the time appointed. And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men.
Right, and because David numbered the people, because he trusted in numbers so much, he lost 70,000 men. 70,000. That pestilence was horrible.
It's heavy because the judgment is
Right, that's right. It didn't just happen to him. Because of his actions, 70,000 men died. Those 70,000 men could have had families, wives, children, you know what I mean? But because of the actions of one man not trusting in the Lord, 70,000 men had to suffer. This is something that you can learn from. You don't need 20,000 people walking down the street and singing, dancing. That's not going to help us. What's going to help us is getting out on the corners and, passing out them flyers, setting up the cams, debates, clubhouse. Same way we fishing, same way we doing it. Well, we don't get no credit for it. We don't do it for credit, but we don't get no credit for nothing that we do. Right? We go in there. Ain't nobody else smashing them clubhouse rooms. Nobody else is getting on. It used to be debate talk and side netter and all that. Nobody's getting on there debating all these people and getting a win for Israel. How many groups out there have got a win for all of us? But every win that Captain Cesario gets, Captain Katazar, any of y'all brothers that debate or whatever, it's a win for all of us. Right? It's a win for the whole nation. All right, so numbering the people is wrong. Don't trust in numbering the people, but you can trust in the Lord. Trust in the fact that the brothers and the sisters that the Lord do send in here, you can rely and you can bank on these brothers. Understand that it ain't 20,000 people in here. It's not 100 people. It's not even 20 people in here. But the 5 or 10 people that's in here, are solid. Solid from what I can see. You know what I mean? Solid brothers and sisters that you can count on. We don't operate in numbers. All right. Damn, 70,000 men. Ooh-wee. Matter of fact, let's get one more verse on that, and then we're gonna get something else.
Verse 16. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord represented.
What did he do?
The Lord repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed the people, "It is enough. Stay now thy hand." And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place.
Look, let me tell you something. That's why I serve the God that I serve. because the God that I serve, for one, he's a living God. You know what I mean? And he has the power to change his mind. The angel of the Lord was on a roll. Look, it says that, and when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil, so the Lord stopped him. Lord still had a little bit of respect, a little bit of love left for us, you know, to like, God damn, you know what I mean? Let me stop this right here. Let me stop this right here. And said to the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough. Right? It is enough. Stay now thy hand. What does it mean to say when it says stay now thy hand? Mm-hmm.
Like relax, right?
Mm-hmm. We say not. You wanted to say something else? Oh, yeah. He's telling them to stay your hand, right? And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Aronah the Jebusite. Read on.
Verse 17. And David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, and I have done wickedly.
Right, and he at least was man enough to admit it. I said, you know what I mean? I did wrong. A lot of people won't admit that. You'll see a lot of like your Christian pastors and stuff. They won't admit when they're wrong. They will only admit when they're wrong when it benefits them. Like Creflo Dollar only admitted that he was wrong talking about or taking tithes or something like that. When, you know, I don't know what the hell. Why did he even? What was the point of that video? Somebody tell me what the point of, what was the point of that video? Did something happen? Israelites was on his ASS. You know what I mean? All of a sudden he come out with this video after 400 years of being in America, 500 years of being in America. Now a Christian want to say, hey, we wrong for taking tithes. No, tithes, it's not wrong to take tithes, but it is wrong to take them tithes and buy a goddamn jet with it. It is wrong to take them tithes and buy a Cadillac. It is wrong to take them tithes and buy the clothes that you're wearing, but it's not wrong to take the tithes and feed a widow. It ain't wrong to take the tithes and feed brothers that's hungry. What the hell? But the problem is they're not taking none of that money and feeding the hungry. You understand? They're feeding their hungry appetite for Gucci. Their appetite for, you know, finer things. What'd you say? Fendi. You know, that's what they want. With the dudes, what was that dude that they robbed in the church? Oh Lord. They robbed him in the church and he was like, it looks staged like a mother. The black dude. You know how I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. He called himself the apostle, bishop, something up in Brooklyn. Now this dude right here is taking the people's money. He's a prime example of why black people do not trust the church. Because he's hopping out of Bentleys. Y'all seen the brother? He hopping out of Bentleys with the Gucci, everything. Hit to the socks. Biggie was talking about Gucci down to the socks. This brother got Gucci down to the socks, right? And this is every video because it put it on my radar when they was talking about this pastor got robbed. So I started watching these videos and I'm like, wow, damn, this is just about him, like, you know, flaunting his wealth. This is about him showing himself in Lamborghinis and, you know what I mean? You know, showing people a lifestyle that they'll never achieve, that they should not even aspire to try to achieve. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's not wrong to have money. Kwaya Swan. Lord don't want to see you broke. But that's not going to be like, okay, my life goal is not going to be I'll do anything to be a millionaire. That's not what my life goal is, because I actually have more than a millionaire right now. I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? And what I noticed, right, is that a lot of those women, or just let's just take it off to women, period, just people with money are unhappy. You would think that they have no care in the world, no problems, no nothing, but those were the people crying all the damn time with all the damn problems. And we would sit there on the outside looking in like, man, if I had that type of money, I would be okay. But they have all the problems in the world. And what does it really mean to have all the money in the world and lose your soul? See what I'm saying? Somebody finish my sentence. Getting it, a rich man getting into the kingdom of heaven is like what? Going through the eye of a needle. That's the metaphor they use. A rich man getting into the kingdom of heaven is like a camel going through the eye of a needle. It's impossible. It's impossible. You will only see it on the cartoons. You remember Madagascar? Y'all seen Madagascar? I got kids, so I watch stuff like that, right? Madagascar, you know, it was like the tiger. And in the circus, what his trick was he would spin and go through the hoop. He would spin and go through the hoop. And he would light the hoop on fire, and then he started making the hoop smaller, till the hoop was like this big. And he was able to spin and go into some like dimension and go through the hoop. That is what you getting into the kingdom of heaven is like. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Why? Because a person with money believes in their money. They believe in their money. How many rich people, right? Maybe knew about the truth, but didn't speak up on the truth, or didn't or let things slide because they was in fear of losing like their position in earth or their money. So many people. I'll give you the number one one that comes to my mind right now. Nick Cannon. Kanye, right? I'm gonna use them two, Kanye and Nick Cannon, right? Because of the money that they have, because of the position that they have in the earth, and in America specifically, he would not stand on what he said. He had a chance to stand on what he said. You know what he had a chance to do? He had a chance to make all Israelites believe more. Right? Because he has his voice, right? Because if I say it, you don't give a damn if I say it, but if Nick Cannon says it, you will give a damn if he says it.
Right.
And all of the people that was on the fence about being an Israelite, if they would have heard him say that, it would have been no question on what side they was going to, ride with. If they would have heard him stand up in the face of adversity. When the dude was asking him all them questions, I mean, he was giggling and acting like a little girl. He ain't say nothing that was challenging the dude. He ain't say nothing about all the history we know about, all the history we know about us being Israelites, all the history we know about them being Edomites and what they did to us in slavery and all that stuff. And none of that came out in that interview. He was a kid in that interview. He was a chump. Yeah, he was a jive turkey. He was a turkey in that interview. That's what he was, a turkey. A plucked chicken. That's what he was. Useless. Right? All right. More for him. Kind of lost my place. All right, so David understands that he did wickedly. Where was we at?
I continue, sir.
Uh-huh.
But these sheep, what have they done?
Okay.
Let thy hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house.
Right. These sheep. Now, is he talking about literal sheep right here? No. He's talking about the people, right? Because 70,000 just died. So it's like, please, like, let the issue be with me in my house. Or me and my father's house, not with these brothers. You know what I mean? Not with these sisters. 70,000 of them just died, right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And Gad came that day to David and said unto him, Go up, rear an altar unto the Lord in the dressing floor.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm muted.
Verse 18, and Gad came that day to David and said unto him, Go up, rear an altar unto the Lord in the dressing floor of Arona, Arona of the Jebusite. And David, according to the saying of Gad, went up as the Lord commanded.
Right. He went up. He listened to what God said to him. Right. Because why? The Lord is dealing with Gad. The Lord is speaking to David through Gad. Right. Go ahead.
And Araunah looked and saw the king and his servants coming on toward him.
Mm-hmm.
And Araunah went up and bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground.
He said he bowed himself down to the. Go ahead.
And Araunah said, "Wherefore is my lord the king come to his servant?"
Mm-hmm.
And David said, "To buy the threshing floor of thee, to build an altar unto the Lord, that thy plague may be stayed from the people."
All right, you could drop that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tashiam, if I could, let me get 2 Kings 6, and we're gonna start at 1. Right, and so we gave you an example of, trusting in numbers, right? Trusting in numbers and how numbers won't save us out of oppression. Numbers won't get us out of hell, right? Only trusting in the Lord. Now I'm gonna give you the flip side of the coin on when you trust in the Lord. All right. 2 Kings 6 and 1.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, and verse 1.
So we're going to talk about a brother named Elisha. All right, we're going to talk about a brother named Elisha. Go ahead.
And the sons of the prophet said unto Elisha.
Right, we're going to see if Elisha did the same thing that David did. Go ahead.
Behold, now the place where we dwell with thee is too straight for us.
Right, this place is too straight for us. Go ahead.
Let us go, we pray thee, unto Jordan, and take thence every man a beam,
mm-hmm.
and let us make us a place there where we may dwell.
Right, so they're trying to dwell somewhere else. Right, they're trying to move. Right, they're tired of where they at. Now they want to move. All right, go ahead.
And he answered, Go ye.
Right, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
And one said, Be content, I pray thee, and go with thy servants. And he answered, I will go. Right,
be content. So he said to another brother, and one said, Be content, I pray thee, go with thy servants. And he answered, I will go. All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to go with my servants. I'm going to go with my house. We're going to go over to, what was that, Jordan? We're going to go over to Jordan, and, a few of them is going to take some beams and build up a new place over there. Right, go ahead.
Oh, God. So he went with them. And when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood.
Right, so they get there, they're cutting down wood. Right, go ahead.
But as one was filling a beam, mm-hmm. the axe head fell into the water.
Right, so as one of them is chopping down the tree, or busting up the wood, it says the axe head fell into the water. Right, the axe head being the top part of the axe. It's the metal part that's attached to the wood, right? That does all the business, right? That's the business end of the axe head. All right, go ahead.
And he cried and said,
mm-hmm.
Alas, master, for it was borrowed.
Oh, he said, so he cried, right? Because, it was borrowed. And anytime you borrow something and, you break it, you break it, you buy it. You know what I mean? And that's like me borrowing this axe from you, Kwayashwan. And, I'm using it to get my money up. I'm using it to get some chips, right? But when, I break it and then it goes in, now I can't make no more money. And now I owe you. So whatever little bit of bread I did, I am probably holding on to, now I owe it to you, right? You know what I mean? So the brother's like, alas, master, for it was borrowed, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And the man of the Most High Power said,
mm-hmm.
Where fell it?
Right, and the man of God said, where did it fall? You know what I mean? Where did it go? Go ahead.
And he showed him the place.
Right there. Right, it was right over there, right around yonder. Go ahead.
And he cut down a stick
mm-hmm.
and cast it in thither,
mm-hmm.
and the iron did swim.
Go ahead.
Therefore said he, take it up to thee, and he put it out of his hand and took it.
Right, he put it out of his hand. This is the axe. Go ahead.
Then the king of Assyria warred against Israel.
Right. So now the king of Assyria is warring against Israel. Right? Like everybody does. This is nothing new to see somebody warring with Israel. Right? Everybody wars with Israel. It's no different from then. Excuse me, Salakia. It's no different. It's no different 3,000 years ago, and what is happening now, right? Everybody still wars with us. They just found clever ways to war with us. So now what they do is they always they war with you through the TV. They war with you through everything that you do, through school that your kids go to. You know, you always constantly fighting with the world with your kids. You know what I mean? Everybody know that my kids don't celebrate no holidays, but they still somehow make it home with pumpkin coloring papers or you know, something. They always make it home with something that I'm like, dang. Now they like, Dad, I want to do this, or Dad, I want. I'm like, yeah, now I gotta fight it. You know what I mean? Now I gotta tell them why this or why. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. I just want to homeschool. That might be what I do next year. Because remember, the sisters, there's a Isupk homeschooling, which I think would be not too bad. I was actually thinking about it, like, yo, this might be fly. Like, it might be a good thing to do, right, for a while until the kids get into an age where, yeah, then, you know, I'll probably just put them back into school, you know what I mean? But like for a couple years, like the smaller ones, I might do like a year of homeschooling. Might you know, do them good right now.
And took counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp.
Right, in such and such a place shall be my camp. Go ahead.
And the man of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down.
Right, so don't go past such a place because the Syrians is over there. Syrians has come down. Ooh-wee, that what we were just talking about. Those is Arabs, right? Syrians, Ishmaelites, right? Ooh-wee. We fighting them in the Bible. What makes them think that they all of a sudden now just came up with a religion that's going to help us out? We fighting them in the Bible. And now we follow the Syrians' religion. Ooh-wee. For thither the Syrians are come down. So don't go past this place because the Syrians are there. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 10. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing.
Right, and so it says the king of Israel, he sent to the place which the man of God told him and warned him of. So he still sent to the place where the Assyrians was at. He still wanted to inquire about what was going on over there, right? It says, and the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. There, did you read 11 yet? Okay, go ahead.
Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing.
Right. So now the king of Syria, like, oh, you still coming over this way? Oh yeah. He tight, right? He don't see why you would even challenge him and come anywhere near him. Right. So the king of Syria was troubled. Go ahead.
And he called his servant and said unto them, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel that the word that thou speakest in thy bedchamber.
Right. So now he's mentioning Elisha. Right. So now Elisha is coming into play. And it says, this is about the king. It says, and one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet that is in Israel, he telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. So he's telling the king of Israel what you're saying. Elisha is telling the king of Israel what the king of Assyria is saying in his bedchambers. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And he said, go and spy where he is.
Right. Go and spy where he is. Right. I want to know who this dude is. Right. As soon as it mentioned Elisha, now the king is like, all right, go spy on him. Go ahead.
That I may sin and fetch him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dathan.
Mm-hmm. He's in Dothan, right? Or Dathan. You so like, I might have got wrong. He's in Dothan or Dothan.
Therefore send he thither horses and chariots and a great host.
Right. Send him horses, chariots, and a great host. Right. What is the host? What is another name for host? Somebody look it up.
Oh, so like you said,
Army. Correct. So I said, go and spy where he is, that I may send unto him, fetch unto him. Behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore send he thither horses and chariots and a great host or army, right? Send horses, chariots, and an army. Go ahead.
And they came by night and compassed the city about.
Why would they go at night?
So they can be seen.
Right, to get the drop on you. Right, to get the drop on you. A lot of times, a lot of wars, people move around at night. Why would you move around during the daytime? Then the enemy could see you. He could see what your position is. Then he could formulate a plan to, protect himself. So they moved at night. Go ahead.
Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And when the servant of the man of God was raised early and gone forth, behold, the host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do?
Right. And it says, and when the servant of the man of God was risen early. So now this the servant gets up, right? The servant gets up and he comes out. And then he looks, it says beholds, right? So he looks and he sees that the city is compassed with horses and chariots. So he sees the army surrounding the city. He gets up. That's a way to wake up, ain't it? You wake up and the ops is surrounding your house. Wait. Read on.
Verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And he answered, fear not.
And he answered, fear not. That man, look, that's how we be, man. When we go out when we go out there and we on the street corners and people spitting at us and throwing, y'all was up there getting food thrown at y'all. I was in Florida when that happened. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, y'all got rent raises that day too. And they was throwing food and they was, it was an army compassed about. Because it was Villanova. It was Villanova had won the championship or something like that. It was white people out there, black people out there, and they chanting and they singing with the white people. We love white people. Come on, man. I'm in Florida, 1,200 miles away, and I still know what happened. Because I was out there too. Right? And so, but even though y'all was out there with the army compassed around y'all still stood your ground. You know what I mean? You still ain't nobody run. Now you took a little, I ain't gonna say beaten, but like I would use the term humiliation, I guess. Well, the world would see it as humiliation. We don't see it that way. Right? You can't excuse me. So like it, y'all. You can't humiliate me. You get what I'm saying? You can't humiliate me. I know what it is to have a drink thrown on you, to be spit on you, right? To be spit on and stuff like that. It's a little bit of what Christ went through. That little spit, that little bit of liquor that somebody threw in my face was not a portion of what Christ went through, not a fraction of what the brother went through. It's nothing. All it did was make me strong, make me a better officer. All right, but now, so the army, now he wake up, he see the army. Ooh, wait, dang. See the army. And 16, it says, and he answered, fear not. Right? So the man of God, so they like, fear not, for they that be with us. Oh, no, I'll let you finish that. Go ahead.
On concept. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6 and verse 16.
Right. So he wasn't afraid. He didn't say, hey, go see how many people I got to go and fight. How many men over 14, how many boys over 14, and how many able-bodied men, how many valiant men, how many strong men. He didn't say that. He didn't go number Israel to see, if he had a chance to fight these people. He said, what? 16, the top of 16?
And he answered, fear not.
Fear not.
For they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
What does that mean? You got it. Oh, she on the road tonight. Call her Butter, because she is on the road. Not crazy. So, right. That's what it's saying, right? It's saying, fear not, for they that be with us. Remember, and it's only them two. And you don't see anybody, but it says they that be with us. The dude who's hearing this, the dude who's making the statement understands what's going on, but the dude who's hearing it probably like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, they that be with us are more than they that be with them. So we see them, right? We see them to the left, to the front, to the right, to the back. They got the city compassed, right? Encompassed, right? They everywhere. Now we can see them, right? Because y'all know how the Middle East look. You run up on a town or something like that. You can see for 20 miles that way, 20 miles that way, 20 miles that way. Y'all know how it would have been 20 miles that way. They don't got no big sky. Well, they used to. Well, they have now, but it wasn't no skyscrapers or nothing like that. So if the city that you live in, if it was soldiers all around the city, you're gonna see it.
Right.
You're gonna see the soldiers to the front, like I said, to the left, to the right, to the back, and you like, damn. But he made the statement, even though it was them two, them that be with us is more than them that be with they, or however I said with them. Read on. Mm-hmm.
Verse 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses, chariots of fire around about Elisha.
Right. And it said Elisha prayed. So Elisha is talking to the Most High, right? And he says, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes. Like, open this young brother's eyes real quick. It's one thing to have your eyes open, but it's one thing to really be able to see.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it says, and the Lord opened the eyes of the young brother, or the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. What does that mean? What does that mean? It says when Elisha prayed for the young brother for the Lord to open up his eyes, and then when he looked around, I know you probably know. And when he opened up his eyes, he seen horses and chariots of fire round about him, around Elisha. No, I ain't gonna give it to you. What you thinking of, Kwayaswan? No answer is yeah, it's not. Well, you're right. No, that is correct. That is correct, and it is literal. Like he really does see that. That's why he prayed to the Lord. He prayed to the Lord that the Lord would allow him to see it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so the Lord allowed him to see it. And what he seen was, golly, we ain't by ourselves. Imagine if the Lord allows you to see the angels that's in here right now. And then you like, ooh, they really are sitting in here. It's just like these brothers be saying. It's one thing that when we say it and you can't like visually see it. But if the Lord allowed you to see it and you like, ooh, okay. You want to know who else seen it that one time? Remember when that dude was acting? Okay, he was on the donkey. He was on the donkey, and the donkey stopped because it was really an angel sitting there with a sword on fire or something like that. And the donkey, like, nah. The dude started beating up the donkey. Bow, bow, bow. What's going on? Remember the donkey? The Lord had to make the donkey talk. Like, why you doing this, man? Yeah, what you doing? You know what I mean? And then when the Lord allowed him to see, then it was like, oh, it was an angel sitting right there with a sword. And if that donkey would have kept going, your head would have been chopped off. You would have been dead. The donkey was saving your life. Right. So in this instance, the Lord is allowing this young brother to see what's going on, because he's frightened with the Syrian army that he sees. But Elisha prayed to allow for him to be able to see what really is going on, fourth dimension type stuff. And he was able to see that mountain was filled with chariots and horses and the angels of the Lord, the hosts of heaven. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed to the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee.
Do what?
Smite this people.
Uh-huh.
I pray thee.
It's only him and it's only Elisha and the young boy. There ain't no great army out there. There ain't 20,000 people walking on that street singing some stupid cadence. Oh, that cadence sucked. Like, look, man, you gotta get somebody in the cadence department. That sound like Esau. It's like, yeah, I'm talking trash. But yeah, that cadence was horrible. If y'all seen the video you seen it. Yeah. Man, look. No, hold on, what is that called? No individuality. Like, this school don't make us all wear a uniform. We allowed to have our own swag. You know, I couldn't, but imagine if we all had to wear this. That would be crazy. We all had to wear a uniform, like we all had to wear the same exact thing. That like makes it really dull. That makes it real dull. But so read on.
With blindness.
It said, could you read it from the top of 18?
Oh my God, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha.
Right. Now, let's just keep reading and find out what happened. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And Elisha said unto them, this is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were come down into Samaria, that Elisha said unto the Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw. And behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elisha, when he saw them, my father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them?
Shall I do what?
Shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? And he answered, shall I not smite them?
Shall you not smite them?
When it thy smite those whom thou hast taken captives with thy sword and with thy bow?
Right.
Set bread and water before them, and they may eat and drink and go to their master. Verse 23.
You can drop it there.
Oh, my God, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna get a couple more scriptures and then I'm gonna get y'all out of here. Canal said 22,000 men. I'm not sure what part she's talking about. She said reminds her. Oh, she's talking about Judges, the 7th chapter, the encounter of Gideon versus the Midianites. Right, it went from 20,000 men to 300 men. Right. showing numbers mean nothing. Numbers mean absolutely nothing, man, because the Lord will take these 10 brothers that you see in the Delaware school and run through Esau's whole army. The NFAC, the not fucking around crew, right? They thought that numbers would actually scare Esau. So what they did was they gathered everybody together, right? And remember, they was what was that place called? Bear Creek Mountain. I don't know what the mountain was. It was something, but they was walking down in one street, all walking up to where they thought Esau was at. But you so dumb. You walking in the middle of the street with woods on the left-hand side of you and woods on the right-hand side of you, like as if Esau ain't portraying himself as one of them trees. You dumb and stupid. About to get everybody killed. About to get everybody killed because you don't understand warfare. Right. And they out there, and guess what? It was a couple of people that was shot out there when the NFAC got themselves together, right? And and it was a couple people that got shot. Why did they get shot? Because they got the brothers and sisters out there tired, hungry, thirsty, electrolytes going down, they passing out and shooting each other. They shot each other. It was friendly gunfire that was going on out there. And I'm just like, man, they're crazy. Got these people out there, damn, they're killing themselves. All right, we're about to get. I'm gonna get one more scripture and then I'm getting up out of here. Sound like someone like ripping. That's not the scripture I want. Let me see. Check this scripture. Look like that toilet about to get done. They handed them the toilet bucket. I know that bucket. I had that bucket plenty of times. Do you remember? I still got them boots in the car, Sluggy. Knock. I don't even. Tootie probably can't even fit them now. Remember, I had these boots that was too big when Tootie was small, and now looking at Tootie might have outgrown. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was some Timberlands.
Like if I could, you're talking about strength and numbers, right?
Yeah.
If I could,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to bring out like we have as black people we had a lot of rights.
Yeah.
And you try to fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, LA, New York. I think LA the Watts riot was the first riot where black people went back against
No, I feel you.
Esau.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And even though they had the numbers, it still didn't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had two rights. Even though they had the numbers, it didn't matter at the end because they still lived in the same parameters that Esau put in. You know what I mean? So without a certain type of plan, then they started to build like gangs.
Yeah.
Something try to fight back Esau.
Right.
And all that did was make us worse.
It just hurt us because like the Bloods and the Crips started out as community organizations that was fighting against oppression. But if you ain't got no wins with Esau, everywhere you turn, Esau ain't having it. You ain't winning nothing. You ain't getting no wins with Esau. Esau don't give a damn about you or your community. And then guess what? Now all they can do is start banging on each other. I see you, Tootie. Tootie cute, man. All you can do, yeah, like that was perfect. Yeah, they just started banging on each other, man. The Bloods and the Crips. I forgot. I used to know what the actual acronym like of Crips meant. Community Resistance and Progress. Now, in the beginning, that community resistance and progress probably was like something we all want to sign up for. Right, because or Black Panthers, because it sounds like something that I can get behind. It's going to fix black people.
If I could, it's a whole story behind how he started. But it wasn't really to fight cops.
Oh, it wasn't?
Nah, they just was niggas.
Ain't that something? Well, the Bloods, one of them was started to combat. Well, one of them was one of them started to combat the other one.
Well, the Crips, if I could, Crips usually started off of the Black Panthers. And the Bloods usually started off of the Peace Stones.
Oh, the Peace Stones. I knew some Peace Stones when I was up in Rikers. You know what I mean? I met some Peace Stones.
Right. So like Peace Stones, the Peace Stones was a loose start off of malicious type groups too. I mean, so it was a spin-off. It just was it was how can you put this? It was brothers with no organization.
Yeah.
No morals, and Martin Luther King and all them was dead already. You know what I mean? So they trying to put back together the scraps to make something out of nothing. And that's when you get a bunch of young knuckleheads that try to have organizations. Right,
and we try. It's like it's not like we haven't tried over the years to like make something work to fix our situation in life, right? We've tried everything. We just haven't tried one thing. That's it. We've tried everything. You know what I mean? We tried the Bloods. We tried Crips. We tried. You know, I was where was I at? I seen Dr. Umar School. Even trying Pan-African, we tried Pan-Africanism. We tried all that. I used to not only I was telling them about my issue with when I was in. I thought I was in Islam, halfway in Islam, and I thought we were supposed to spin around the Kaaba and all that kind of stuff. Also, at that same time, used to wear this big old African continent. You know, one of them with the wooden beads, the wooden beads and the African continent. I used to rock that. And so we think that these things is gonna save us, but it's not. I got some Africans in my class right now. When I go to class, I got Africans in my class. Guess what? The Africans do not chill with us. We don't chill with them. I had to go up there they had put me in a group with the Africans. We had to do a presentation. I said, God dang. And the girl, I don't know if she reached across me or what the hell happened, but I said, damn. Like, literally, it was like a sub shop. I'm like, fresh. Class, this is class. We doing a presentation. Boy, she reached across me. I was like, it's about to fall the hell out, man. About to fall the hell out. That damn Hamite girl was so stinking, man. It's like, golly. It's just not in our nature. We feel, look, if I leave out the house and I forget to put deodorant on Parabop, I'm gonna be in that bathroom every hour on the hour to wipe my arms. Because of that type, that's just not us. It's just not us. And I can go a whole day without deodorant and it still won't smell like that. Anyway. Still won't smell like that anyway. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get this last scripture and then that's what we're going to get. Let me tell you about, we're going to bring it full circle back to the prophet, the king that we serve, right? And understand, I'm going to show you how great this brother is. And how much Christ loves us. Like, let me really show you how much Christ loves black people, right? Let me show you something. And nobody might not have never put it to you this way before. Let me show you. All right. Mark, give me Mark chapter 14 and verse 22, if I could, Koyash one. Mm-hmm. Mark chapter 14 and verse 22.
Mark chapter 14 and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And as they did eat.
Well, let me give you a little backdrop. This is the Last Supper. All right, this is the Last Supper. And as they did eat, read on.
As they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and brake it and gave to them and said, take, eat, this is my body.
Right. So he's saying, take, eat this bread, right? This is my body. Now, who was it? I know I heard this somewhere before. They was like, yeah, that's probably been trying to be facetious and funny, but they was like, yeah, you know, y'all follow Jesus, and he got niggas around the table talking about eating his body and drinking his blood. Eating his body and drinking his blood. I'm like, shut up, bro. I'm like, shut up, man. I don't even feel like answering that. Right. But this is what's going on, right? He's saying, take the bread, eat the bread. What is that signifying? The bread. I know y'all have heard of I can't get it. Oh God, what you going on more? All right, so the bread. Go ahead. All right, no, don't think of his body, because then that's when they start to get into the whole. I was about to say cardio. They started. I got to get out of nursing. They started to get in. They started to get in. Like carnivores or something like that. They start to act like we eat cannibals or something. They start to.
I'm just gonna take a stab. Is it like the bread of life?
Right, like the truth. Right, because remember the Bible says a man can't live on bread alone. Right, so not only do you need bread to sustain yourself physically. The what? The bitter roll. The bitter roll. Not only do you have physical food, but you also need spiritual food. Right. So this is what he's helping them to understand. Here, take this. This is my body. Meaning this, when I'm gone, you know, this is remember the things that I'm saying to you. Everything that I said to you, everything that I taught you. This is it. This is the bread. You know, this is my body. This is me. You know what I'm saying? Everything, you know, that's it. Yeah, it ain't talking about eating Christ. Ain't talking about eating Christ, man. Look, eat me. No, it's not talking about eating Christ. That is derogatory. Yeah, that's derogatory to tell somebody to eat you. You know what I mean? Like if you ever watch the movie and you say eat me, that doesn't mean nothing good.
Right. Well, it's just a
metaphor.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Just like remember to keep the law.
Right. That's it. The truth is the lost. That's it. In so many words.
Right. In the Christian church, every first Sunday
they do the communion.
Yeah, communion.
That's their way. You seen it, like it's a little package now. They did commercialized the thing. It's like a little packet. On one side you get a little wafer. On the other side is this little. Yeah, and then now they didn't got clever. So they started sending my aunt holy water in the mail. So she get this little thing with water in it. It's supposed to make her have riches, and it's supposed to pay all her bills and pay her mortgage and get her a new house and a new car. That's what they promised her. That's what they promised her. Peter, and the dude's name is Peter Popoff. Pop said, Aunt Plum. Yeah, it sounded like he jumped out of 80s porno. The hell? Peter Popoff. What the fuck? Auntie, come on, Auntie. But then whenever me and Tazar want to go over there and we start talking about the Bible, this is how everybody do. We can start talking everybody up, woke and alert. As soon as we start talking about the Bible, everybody go like this. Yeah. And then as soon as we stop, it's just like, yeah, that's how my family is, man. Family don't want to hear none of that. They don't want to hear nothing. They want to hear why? Because they want to hear Peter pop off. Because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. There's this other white lady. She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. Joel Osteen, he sounds like he know what he's talking about. But I don't sound like I know what I'm talking about for some reason. To them, I'm just, Poppy D. That's what they say. So like, to them, I'm just, the same young kid that I always was to them. Right? What's we holding? Oh, finish. Go ahead. You can keep reading. I'm tripping.
Verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the cup,
Mm-hmm.
and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them.
Right.
And they all drank of it.
Right. So they all drank from the cup. They all ate the bread. They all drank from the cup. Go ahead.
And he said unto them,
Mm-hmm.
This is my blood of the New Testament.
Of the what?
Of the New Testament.
What does that mean? What is the testament? Hold on. I want the brother to use his critical thinking skills to work your way through this problem, or this question. Right. This is my blood of the New Testament. The New Covenant. Right. Remember, Hebrews 9:15 says, in order, the testator had to die in order for the people to, come back to the Lord. I'm just paraphrasing. Right, so that's his blood for the new covenant. Right, for the new covenant. Now we getting brought back to the Most High, because all the way up until then, guess what? Right, he's the sacrifice. All the way up until then, we didn't have no covenant. We was breaking the law. We was doing exactly what we wanted to do. You know what we were? Christians. We were modern day 2022 Christians. Right? Read on.
This is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many.
Which is shed for who?
Which is shed for many.
When it says it's shed for many. See, and now a Christian would go and say, see, it was shed for many. John 3:16, for God so loved the world. It didn't say all. It said for many, but Hebrews 9:15 specifically says for them that was under the first testament or the first covenant, whatever term they use. But he was specific in what he said. Right, go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine.
This is the king that we serve. This is how much he loved blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He said he will do what? Verily I say unto you,
I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine.
I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine. What does that mean? Liquor. That liquor. Uh-huh. I will not drink liquor no more. I will not drink wine no more. The fruit of the vine. I will not drink wine no more. Right? Read on.
Until that day, I drink it in the new kingdom of God.
Man, he ain't having another drink till he's drinking it with us. That's Christ right there, man. That's the king we serve. God damn, Muhammad. That's the king we serve. He ain't having another drink till he have it with you, Kwai Swan, and with Knock, and with me. And with that being said, Thashiyama is not here. Would you mind ending the class? I'll bring up Priest and Officer Thashiyama here. He here. The water, Knock. Hey, Knock. He's quick with it. Quick on the draw.
All right, this is the ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and new sisters. When a new brother and new sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to learn and to shed themselves of the world. Mm-hmm. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if you have an interest in a particular person, seek counsel from the head. Tithing, which is a commandment. Ma'asharah means 10th in Hebrew. That's Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8-10. Free priest fund. Priest fund is not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give, you can give. Up and coming holy convocation. We got the memorial of the blowing of the trumpet will be September the 25th this month down in Smyrna. All right. So if you in the Delaware area, get there. All right. That's September the 25th, 202 North DuPont Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware. All right. Anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, pants, scarf, and headband, and saying that. We're going to give the brothers a courtesy salute. Amijum means to stand. Amijum Shabbat. Amijum Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatum. Yahya Matah. Saw means to turn. We're going to face the sisters. Sisters stand. Amijum. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Amijum Shabbat. Amijum Barak. Yahweh Shema Al-Thum Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yahya Matah. Class dismissed.
The water, Hebrew.